Okay, we're going to try this again. Here we are. As promised. Come forward. Oh, now it's gone. As promised, we are going to talk today about witching your way out of the flu and other sicknesses. Because our good friend the Crow here is our little herbologist in the bloom, and she's actually quite talented with that. But before we go into that, oh look, today's bracelet, and it's going into the budget collection. Look, it's a happy little Buddha.
Can't really see him here.
He's really cute. Yeah,
It's not focusing, but
that's all
there'll
right.
be a picture.
Anyway, there'll be a pickup soon. I'll have that in the store by this afternoon. So, as you can see here, Crow has laid out an assortment of herbs that are most commonly used in a lot of remedies, natural remedies that people don't use. And she is very versed on how to use them and what to be careful of. And that's very key, because a lot of people think you just throw together some leaves and stuff that says herbs and you make a tea and it's magical and you can make yourself really, really sick.
Yeah, if you don't know the compounds, if you don't do your research on the herbs that you're going to take, whether or not you can ingest them or just use them topically, you can really damage yourself without doing the proper research. So
Yes.
it's always
and
good
always
to make
know
sure.
the poisonous ones, like
Yes.
belladonna,
Yeah.
lily of the valley, stuff like that.
Like one of the flowers, for instance, most people think elderberry. Elderberry is really good for flus, colds. It's good for coughs. A lot of people make a syrup out of it for cough medicine. But what they don't know is the only thing that can be used of this plant is the berries and the tops of the flowers. Everything else, the stems and the roots, if you ingest it, it will make you throw up.
Oh, that's always good to know, yeah.
Yes. Don't do that, because that'll suck. It's good for bronchitis. It's really great for congestion and coughs that you have going on.
Which by the way, I just want to say that's some of the things she's been using because she has the flu.
I have.
And this is what, day what?
I'm now on day 7.
Well, actually 8, because you started getting symptoms last Wednesday.
Yeah, I started getting symptoms of a sore throat on Wednesday, and then it just got progressively worse.
Right.
So
here we are, a week later and a day.
it's always
and
good.
She's still contagious, still has fever, and coughing and congestion. Your sore throat is really good now, right?
Yeah, my sore throat is gone. It's just the cough and the hurt that comes with the cough from the lungs.
From the heavy coughing. So, but she didn't end up in the hospital, and she has been coping with her symptoms, and she has been using natural remedy to do it, other than a little bit of commercial Mucinex that just to give it an extra kick.
Help me sleep.
Yeah.
Also, another good making a tea or a remedy with this is using cinnamon and ginger. It's a really great cold remedy. You could use it as a tea. And let's see.
Cinnamon also is kills bacteria.
Yes, it is really, really, really good. I wrote stuff about cinnamon. I just don't know where I put it. But on to ginger root. Ginger root. It's a really potent root. When you eat it, it's kind of spicy and
You can buy it fresh in the grocery store.
it's the way that we do it. For instance, I have lemon ginger hot water tea right here. We cut up the ginger root and we freeze it so that, for instance, when you get sick, you can take it out, chop it up, put it in a glass of water and heat it up, and there you go.
We buy it fresh from the farmer's market in the summer, and then we freeze it so that we have it throughout the winter.
Oh.
And that's a great system.
It's a great anti-inflammatory. It's really great for your digestive system, and it helps with cramps. And it helps when you're really nauseous, like when you have the flu or stomach irritation, when you're nauseous, or if you're having problems with vomiting. Ginger root helps that. And it's really good when you're congested and your sinuses are all inflamed. And it's good to relieve fever and headaches too. And let's see, chamomile and yarrow are, I like to call them the children's herbs, because these two are really great to use when your children are sick. Because one, they're easy for them to digest because they don't stink, like valerian root, which smells like feet.
Yeah.
They don't notice a bad taste. It goes down easy. Chamomile helps relax the body. It helps induce sleep. It helps with anxiety. And, excuse me. It calms the nerves and it helps with inflammation. And also helps with fever. And if you have pink eye, you can take a little tea bag of chamomile, get it wet, warmed up, and you can place it on your eyes, and it will help relieve the symptoms of pink eye within 24 hours.
Good to know, especially for kids, because I had
Kids
pink
get
eye when
pink
I
eye a
was a
lot. They're farting on each other.
kid. Yeah, and a few other things.
And yarrow is also great for the flu and if you have a fever. It's also good as a preventative, especially if you start noticing that you're sick. It helps shorten an illness and helps you heal faster. And it induces perspiration, which causes you to sweat, so that helps release all the toxins that are clogged up in your body. So those are the two herbs that are best for children. And peppermint is great. It's good for sore throat, and it's good for your digestive system. It also helps if you have upset tummy or any kind of stomach bug you got going on, and it's good for bloating if you've got bad gas, and it's also good if you have really bad headaches, and it's also really good if you have migraines as well. A lot of people I know like to use peppermint essential oils, and they put little dollops on their temples and pressure points because it helps relieve the symptoms of migraine.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see. Oh, I have two things of peppermint. There you go.
Peppermint. And
Peppermint.
plenty of it. But, you know, one of the things that I always went for, this is slippery elm, isn't it?
Yeah, that's slippery elm.
Here was my go-to, and you can tell me if I'm wrong. My go-to when I had respiratory and throat, chest, ear, whatever, was, I can't remember the whole concoction, but slippery elm, colt's foot, hyssop, and horehound.
Mm-hmm.
That was my mix for crud.
Slippery elm, the thing about it is it looks dry. Like when you think of slippery elm, it's like dry bark, shredded.
Yeah.
But what makes it so awesome is the fact that it becomes a mucilage, which when it gets wet, it becomes a really slick gel consistency, which makes it awesome for any kind of wounds, burns, boils, any kind of skin irritation.
Oh, I didn't think of it for topical at all. I don't know
And
why, but it didn't.
It's really
Good to
great
know.
for the skin irritation within the body, meaning sore throat, your stomach. It helps with stomach ulcers. in your intestines. It helps with your digestive system. If you're constipated, it helps you poop more.
Of course, poop had to get in here somewhere. Poop and fart, you can expect it.
It's really great for the sore throat. It helps with a bad cough. And it helps relieve the pain that comes with having a bad cough. Also helps aid with diarrhea.
Nobody can see your face. You're just a voice.
Well,
Pull your chair forward a little bit.
And it's actually been used for helping treat breast cancer.
I'm just creeping in. Okay.
I actually read a thing about it that they're, along with, paired with certain other herbs, it's used in helping with treating breast cancer, which I think is awesome. So that's really cool. It's also really good for reflux, and it's good for your dogs too, if they have digestive problems.
Yeah, a lot of dogs do too. Reflux being one of them. Yeah.
And it's also good for.
Look who we have joining us.
It's also good for stress and anxiety.
Miss Mugu Guy Pen.
And let's see here. What else do we have here? Oh, apple cider vinegar. I don't have it out here, but it's in the fridge. Raw apple cider vinegar is marvelous, especially if you have a sore throat or if you're congested. It helps kill the bacteria and viruses in your body by making the environment an alkaline environment, which is not suitable for certain bacteria and viruses. And also coconut oil, which is like my cure-all for everything because I love coconut oil.
Another antibacterial, antifungal.
Yeah. It's really, really high in lauronic acid, which helps dissolve coating of the outside coating lipid of viruses and bacteria, allowing the immune system to break it down faster and easier than it would without it. It's great for yeast infections.
And I'm going to tell you something else. For you older crones out there, this is really personal. For you older crones that have floppy boobs like me, and if you have big floppy boobs, it creates this wonderful environment for bacteria and fungus to grow. And I'm sorry, but even in the coldest days, you sometimes got some boob sweat. And in the summer, you really got boob sweat. So if you get boob rash, which is usually a fungus that has started, coconut oil is a cure-all for that. It will overnight minimize raw skin. So, and that's for any like raw burn or a raw piece on your body. Not only will it help heal it because of its antibacterial properties, it will soothe it a lot too. Kind of like what tea tree does. Has like a pain minimizer too. But it's under the boob or any other place in your body where
crevasses.
Creases, crevasses, where you get sores from things like that. And a lot of people can't, even guys. They get.
Anybody can get skin
sack
irritation.
rot or something
Anybody
that they
can
call it.
get
I don't know. Yeah.
Especially like if you're internally have too much yeast in your system, eating coconut oil will help extract that from your body because coconut oil kills yeast bacteria. With coconut oil in the environment with yeast, it causes like the yeast bacteria to commit suicide. It cannot function in the environment.
Yeah. So there, it's a cheap fix too. You can get you can't get refined coconut oil either. By the way, you need organic cold pressed coconut oil, not processed. Anything that says refined, don't touch it. Once it's heated, it loses all its medicinal properties. Then it's just a food additive or something to cook in.
And that goes along with all of these herbs. With most herbs, if you boil them, you're going to wear away the property that's benefiting your health. You want to boil the water and then steep it.
Yes.
You don't want to continuously keep that hot and heat because it's going to kill all the good stuff away and be pointless.
I think a lot of people boil.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a common to do, and it's a not do. You know, let your water boil and then pull it off the heat and sit for a few, and then add your tea.
Like you can add it to boiling water once the boiling water is taken off the heat source, because then once it's taken off the heat source, it's lowering in temperature drastically over time. So, but another thing about coconut oil, if you are sick with the flu or any kind of other sickness, take about 5 to 6 tablespoons full of coconut oil and eat it, and it will help you get over your sickness faster.
Because it is killing the germs, the coods inside, so you produce. And of course, it does wonderful things for teeth too. If you have gum disease, cavities, regular oil poiling with coconut oil will help. If you did it enough, you could probably cure a cavity, they say.
Yeah.
But it will help you cure gum disease. So that's another thing.
Remove the bacteria. Helps remove the bacteria from your mouth, and since it's an anti-inflammatory, it helps soothe the pain and irritation. And that goes along with any kind of mouth sore that you have. You can use coconut oil for it.
Hey, it wasn't the phone farting. At least it wasn't the fart notification on the phone. That's we're good.
Also, another item that a lot of people have is green tea. Green tea is a great muscle relaxer, and it's also really good to mix with other herbs because it does help create like the tea base in my mind. Green tea has 9 different muscle relaxing compounds, which is more than most plants. It's really good for your skin. Like we mix water, we make green tea and we spray it on my Great Dane because he gets dry, really, really dry skin. So the green tea really helps with that as well. And another thing that most people have is oregano, rosemary, and thyme.
You can sing better than that, dear. I've heard
Not right now.
I've heard way better than that.
Not right now. These are antispasmodics, which cause, if you've got spasming in your sinuses, if you've got inflammation in there, those 3 together make one of the greatest little remedies. If you take a pot and fill it with water and put it on the heat, let it steam. Put the rosemary, oregano, and thyme.
You in the face. Oh, Stuart. Sorry. Dog abuse.
If you put the oregano, rosemary, and thyme in the pot and put a towel over your head and let that steam soak into your sinuses and everything, it helps break down the congestion up here, and it helps kill the viruses and bacteria in your lungs, your bronchioles, and your sinuses.
This better not mean I'm getting sick, Crow. I have worked very hard to keep her coods away from me. Like echinacea is good for the immune system. If you're trying to have somebody in your house that is spewing coods everywhere like she's been doing for over a week now, then you need to reinforce yourself. And, airborne is good if you're going to use something commercial. That's always good. But echinacea is good. Did you with some other immune system boosting?
Yes. If you mix nettle leaf is actually a really
got
that right here. The leaves of the nettle. It helps hydrate your body and it removes toxins. If you mix this with red raspberry leaf and peppermint, it's a great preventative to use during cold season. If you drink the tea regularly, like a couple times a week, it helps boost your immune system and keep it strong to help fight off potential bacteria and viruses. And it helps you get over sickness too, because again, it boosts your immune system and it helps keep your body hydrated. And let's see, lemon, which I have some lemon water with ginger right here. Lemon water is a great source of vitamin C, and vitamin C helps boost your immune system as well. And
Come on.
you can freeze lemons and use the zest, and you can put that in tea. You can eat the zest just in itself, which is a little harsh, but I kind of like the taste of lemon zest. Let's see, what else do I have in here?
Actually, lemon rind is like considered a serious healer.
Yeah.
Even in cancer now, they're being honest about some of the natural things you can do to help yourself if you're that sick, and lemon rind is like the top of the list.
Yeah. The next thing is turmeric root. Turmeric root's great for your skin. A lot of people make masks out of it. It's a very stinky, orange staining root. It's kind of in the cumin family in a way. It helps with anxiety, and it helps with fibromyalgia, which if you are someone that has extremely high levels of anxiety, you most likely have fibromyalgia too, because
Is that chronic pain also? Basically just chronic
fibromyalgia is chronic nerve pain. Turmeric root helps with irritated tissue. It helps accelerate healing process, especially if you're sick, or if you have a wound. It helps balance your blood sugar, and it's really good to take when you're sick, especially if you're taking a lot of acetaminophen, Tylenol, things that can wear away the lining of your stomach. This helps keep the environment in your stomach strong in the lining, and it's really good for any kind of stomach ailments, ulcers, and things like that cause reflux.
Why do you have calendula over here?
Calendula?
Yeah.
I have that there because calendula is a great anti-inflammatory. It's really good for digestive problems, cramps, abdominal pain, constipation, any kind of swelling from injury.
Don't put your sicko fingers in there. Seriously. Whack. I won't be using any of these herbs now.
It's really good for any kind of wound, rash, any kind of bed sore.
Oh.
If you're sick in bed and you get a bed sore, you can make an infused oil with calendula to help with a bed sore wound.
Or
Which
it's more likely you have somebody who's in your family who's bedbound. Elderly people, quite often.
And especially if you have a compromised immune system, you have a greater risk of getting bed sores, especially if you're not being moved around and you're not changing your position. And having a compromised immune system allows your tissue to break down a lot faster. So if you got any wounds, calendula is your friend.
Calendula is your friend.
Fennel. Fennel seed is really great. Where did I put it? I wrote it somewhere on here.
Commonly cooking is used.
Yeah, a lot of people use this in cooking.
But it does many other things.
It's really great for any kind of cramp, menstrual cramp, muscle cramps. You could take a couple teaspoons of this and make a tea, and it wouldn't taste that great, but
Yeah, who cares if it works?
if it
Who
works,
cares
it
about
works.
taste if it works when you're in pain or you're really sick? I mean,
Yeah. The only thing is, if you're pregnant, don't use fennel because it does have estrogenic effects, which can
mess up your
Mess up your
hormone
hormones.
balance, which is important in pregnancy, not to fool with. Probably has some kind of properties like black cohosh, which
Yeah.
is a well-known don't use when you're pregnant because it can cause spontaneous abortion.
Yeah. Let's see what else do I have on this list. Turn that off. Valorin, which is one of, I mentioned this, it smells like beet. It's really stinky,
It works though.
but it's really great for anxiety, and it's really great for recovering addicts
Mm-hmm.
because
Has a sedative-like effect.
it has a sedative-like effect, and it also causes your brain to, Valerian is a stimulant, so that means that it increases your dopamine levels,
Which makes you calm down.
which makes you calm.
Yeah.
It helps open your breathing passages, which helps with cough, and any kind of headache, migraine, abdominal pain, cramps, especially if you have sore muscles. It helps soothe your muscles. It just overall helps your whole body
Ow.
kind of
Cat?
chill, just relax. It helps if you have insomnia, helps you get to sleep. And the reason why I say it's great for addicts is it's non-addictive, which is also good.
Yeah.
Because when you have a stimulant that increases your dopamine and it's addictive, then you
Right.
got something bad. But this is a stimulant that increases dopamine that's non-addictive, so that's really good.
So I guess what we want to say, and are we closing here? Because we've gone so long. Pretty soon. Oh, one thing we did want to say is about sage. You know, all of us use this for protective stuff and cleansing our negative energy and our auras and all that. But this also cleanses your environment. There's a medical reason why saging is good for your home. And regular saging during flu season, or if you have somebody who's sick in the house, helps keep the germies down.
Last two here, I've got cramp bark. Cramp bark is really good for any kind of abdominal pain, menstrual cramps, pregnancy cramps, which are a bitch.
You wouldn't know.
I wouldn't know, but other women would, and you can agree that they're a bitch. It's good for, it's a stimulant for your kidneys, so it's good for any kind of urinary pain that causes spasms. So if you have any kind of urinary kidney pain, it helps with that as well, which can happen when you're dehydrated. You can start screwing up your urinary tract system, so cramp bark's good for that, and it's really good for muscle spasms too. And white willow bark, which is one of the oldest anti-inflammatories used since caveman times.
Yeah.
This is great for anti-inflammatory. It's great for
It's good for the liver.
It's good for your liver.
If you have to take pain pills, opiate pain pills, white willow is good, and milk thistle. I take that milk thistle because it helps the liver filter all that stuff out that can hurt it.
It's good for nerve pain, back, osteoarthritic pain, rheumatoid arthritic pain. The only thing about this is it's not good to use for children because it does have an aspirin-like effect. It does have an ingredient that's in aspirin, which is salicin.
Mm-hmm.
Has salicylic acid as well, and Opogen. And it's not good for people who have aspirin allergies, bleeding disorders, or on any kind of blood thinning medication as well.
Good to know.
So
we've kind of covered a broad spectrum as best as we can. I hope that helps in this awful flu season that has really done a lot of damage to people.
drink
And
lots of water.
made them miss
Stay
work and all
hydrated.
that. Yes.
Take your vitamins. Take vitamin D3, vitamin C, and zinc. Make sure you keep your vitamins.
And also, we highly caution and recommend everybody who watches this and is interested in herbal medicine, do your research. Make sure before you mix herbs and things together, make sure you know that what you're doing is safe and harmless. and know your knowledge before you go throwing everything together. So that's our cautionary note.
Disclaimer.
Do your research. Yeah, disclaimer.
Always speak
Do
with
your
doctor.
research. If you have health issues, talk to your physician or your medical personnel, and make sure that it's safe for you to do. Okay, so that's about all she wrote. And next video, maybe we'll talk a little bit more about store stuff, but this one was really good, and I think good for what's happening with everybody's health right now with the terrible flu season going on. Spring is, what, 34 days away now? Something like that, 35, 34 days away? Thank goodness, because I'm ready. So, bye for now, and
Aw,
we'll come up with something else new soon,
Stay
okay?
healthy.
Yeah, stay healthy. Good one. All right, okay, you get to turn it off. Say bye, Stuart. Bye.
Put your dick away.